and talking my shit. Homegirl came out.
You see that? Oh shit! You trying to tell me his motherfucking Bam time?
Man, that's not even his weight. And he was deciding, like, should I go back down? Should I stay and defend my title? For him to stay up there and knock out the knockout guy, like, fuck, bro.
That was the best wrestling I've seen since.
Neil Magny's a solid 10, solid top 10 guy. We just saw someone who is gonna be a top 5 guy.
We've been on that rock star regimen, knowing that I'm heaven sent, higher than I ever been. I got a problem with.
What's going on, guys, and welcome to Totally Blitzed Podcast, the Fight Club edition. Today we're recapping 2 sports. We're talking boxing and UFC that happened over the weekend. But before we introduce our host, what you need to do is go down, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and if you're listening to the podcast, man, hop onto YouTube and watch us, bro. Come join your favorite podcast and watch us live. But let's get into it. I'm Paul, Pickle Concha, the Kush Connoisseur, and I'm here to talk my shit, and I'm joined with...
Hey, man, you already know, boy. It's that boy Lil KK, a.k.a. the Don P.Y.E., a.k.a. that nigga on the motherfucking screen. Hey, and if you gonna call Bam Mermaid Man, then I'm motherfucking Barnacle Boy. You feel me? That's how I'm coming. That's how episode. You feel me?
Yes, sir. Okay, what's up, boys? It's PT. You already know, man. We got 2 for 1 today. Boxing,
BOGO, if you know what Publix is.
Right. Yes, sir.
Shit,
you better pay with a mic, motherfucker.
Florida.
Oh. Which one y'all want to hop in first, or
boxing. Gotta talk the fades, man.
The fucking
shit, we had the main event. I mean, the main card that saw 3 belt holders put their shit up on the line. We had Jesse Bam Bam Rodriguez versus Shavkat Rungvisai. NJ Akhmadaliev.
Oh, look at Paul practicing.
Versus Ronnie Rios and Jessica McCaskill versus Ama Abara. Which one do y'all wanna talk first? You wanna go?
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, man. Talking my shit. Homegirl came out.
You seen that? You seen that?
Yeah, I was like, damn, man, what the fuck? I was crazy. I was like, okay, she probably fucking watched the podcast, heard me talking shit, and came out going fed.
Told you, bro, she a fucking brawler, right?
Like, yeah, that's what I peeped off, bro. She didn't even was looking up, but I mean, she did it in a smart way because she was still kind of like weaving shots from what I seen, but
undisputed for a reason, bro. Like, this was a stay busy fight. I was shocked because she was the favorite, of course, McCaskill was, but it was like plus 500 for her to win by knockout because I guess her last few fights all been like decision, but her last few fights were the people she was taking the belts from. And this fight was a stay busy fight against another Mexican brawler who ain't gonna bob and weave shit. I was like, oh, she's just gonna fucking murder. Give me that plus 500 and that cash.
She really did murder her. Bitch, they didn't even come up off the stool.
No, was it what do you say? No more, no mas.
I always feel for those people, right? Because like I know they wanted to get, but like
no, they didn't.
So they chose not to go down, but like they didn't get back up. Like that's always a toughest situation in my head because like whose idea was it? Who was the one that said, "Yeah, I'm done"? Like, is it the fighter? Is it the fighter most of the time? I think
in a moment like that where she was in the corner, I think it was the fighter. I feel like
it has to be the fight because the coach would have thrown in the towel.
And it was early. It wasn't like she was taking so much punishment like for hella rounds. So like I feel like it was.
I think it's the fighter because I think you can see like when the fighter wants to fight, they're standing back up. They're engaged. And the coach is telling them,
trainer's going.
Yeah, you can tell by the body language. But when her body language was just, I'm just gonna sit here, and like she kind of got her parent like, "Hey, coach, can you tell him I'm done?" And then like after the coach, the trainer let him know that my fighter's done for the night. I personally, I've never been in the ring, so I can't talk shit. But I would go out there for that fourth round. That first punch land, I'm going down. I'm taking it like that. I'm like, oh yeah,
at least take a knee.
Yeah, I got knocked out. Like I got knocked out.
I look at like, cause like, it's not quitting in my eyes, cause I feel like you just understood you were defeated. Cause like, there's like in wrestling, cause in wrestling you can get pinned, and like, there's a lot of good guys that I've never seen get pinned, even get put on their back in their life, but they'll get pinned. They'll get pinned at the state championships because they'll look over. It's 30 seconds left. They're down by 3, and like they're down by 3, and this person is not letting them get up with nothing. So like they're getting pinned and they're crying. Like I've seen that shit all the time. So like that's how I feel for her, because I'm just sitting here looking like,
damn, Kev.
You didn't lose, but you just sat down and was just like, you didn't go down. Chin stayed strong, you stayed up, but it was just like, there's no point in me being here anymore. Like you realize you were defeated. Like, it's tough. But what you was gonna say, Paul?
I just say, damn, because that wrestling story, bro, you sound like you were watching fucking 16-year-old kids' spirit get crushed in front of you. This fucking
all the time.
Tears is
all the time. Wrestling is a terrible sport for your mental. If you're not tough, that should eat you alive. Because I've seen
when I be seeing hella little kids, as soon as they raise one arm, the other one, tears come out instantly. They fucking
that's just tough. Because like wrestling is one of the few sports where like it's technique. Like you just like, it's not like he can be stronger than you, but if you know what you're doing better than he does, it doesn't fucking matter. Like you can use his strength against him. So like when you feel, it's like the same thing in a boxing match too. But like when you feel like there's some boxing matches you just couldn't do nothing with that nigga. Like he was just, this level was like this. But wrestling, you feel everything and you just understand it. Like that shit tough. That's just especially when you know that you're like the best, because a lot of times you're probably the best in your room and you just went down south and got your shit fucked up.
Yeah, that's what happened to Albera. She went up north, came to the States. And she just happened to run into probably the best 147 women's fighter there is right now. And I'm not saying Ibarra was a bad fighter, but this was a stay busy fight. She said it was a stay busy fight, and it showed. It was a stay busy fight.
She stayed busy, all right.
Then we had our co-main. I mean, shit, we got 3 knockouts in a row we got to go through. So it was an electric main event here. Fucking MJ Akhmadaliev versus Ronnie Rios. That boy MJ put on a show. We said he needed to get this man out of here. We actually called I think me and Mark both said like a late round stoppage, 9th and 10th. It was the 12th, so we're off a little bit, but we called the late round stoppage. He just put on a show. Like, boy, like I still think Fulton's the better boxer as of right now, but he showed me that, okay, there's only 2. There's no one else in this division. There's only 2 dogs.
I heard didn't he hurt his hand in the fight?
Mm-hmm.
So like, to think that he was doing all that kind of like one arm, and like to still go out in the 12th round instead of saying like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna coast it out. I already know I got the W. Let me go and look forward to the next day. But he landed that mean body shot. Shit hurt me watching it.
Oh,
jot his ass. I thought that was pretty good. A great performance, but I'm still putting Fulton, I'm going with my boy, Philly boy. So they got to make that fight next, though. Got to be.
I mean, we still got, like I said, that boy in mandatory hell.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that shit.
We going to see that bit 2027. We got it.
No, we'll see something. He said 2027? God. Akhmadaliev did his shit. I mean,
definitely. I feel like he definitely showed he's those are the top 2 guys in that division.
And I think you made a good point where he did hurt his hand. I forgot he hurt his hand until you brought it up. So like for him to go out and not coast and get that KO. So yeah, I'll give him a little bit more credit than I did earlier.
Right. That's how I started looking at it. I mean, again, I wasn't even watching that one live, but watching all the clips, and people on Twitter were talking how he hurt his hand, I think early in the fight too. So to go all 12 rounds and box one-handed and still get the knockdown, that's pretty impressive.
And that boy is still just as quick.
All right, yeah. That's the fight to make, man. Clearly the two best guys at that weight.
Facts. But then we got our fucking main event right here.
Oh shit! You trying to tell me it's motherfucking Bam time?
It's Bam time. That's what everyone in the world got to see. Bam time. Jesse Rodriguez, better known as Bam Bam, getting the 8th round KO over the GOAT of the division, Shavkat Rungvisai. What are y'all thoughts when y'all watched that or saw it? Like,
bruh, Bam, man, that boy is the fucking truth. That shit, bro, watching that blows my mind. How he's only 22. To think that he's this skilled and like high IQ like that for such a young age. He's only 22, the youngest world champ in the fucking game right now. And bro, just like work the angles he's working off, he's just constantly putting pressure, bro. Just hook, angle, hook, like, bro. He's like running into hooks, bro. Like it's literally to put someone on boxing and to describe the art of boxing, bro. I would want to show him, honestly, bro. Like showing this fight, because like this was a masterclass performance for him to go out there and do what he did. He looked like fucking just levels above the Rat King, bro. And like I know he's older and shit, but still, like that man's beat. He has a deep resume, and for Bam to go in there and do that shit like it was nothing, man. That shit is mind blowing for real. He's different, bro. I mean, it's the pound for pound list is deep, but
very.
He's got a good argument for that shit too, bro. You can't hold him off just because two GOATs of that division took him out.
Nah, bro, that shit is beautiful, man. And I respect it to the fullest because that's not his division. Like, this is not, he went up, Eddie Hearn tweeted out. When I seen Eddie Hearn tweet out, there's certain people you can read tweets in their voice. And the fact that Eddie Hearn sincerely tweeted out, a young man picked up a fight on a week's notice, 2 weight classes above, wins the championship, and then defends his title against the best ever in his division.
Very first
we are watching something. We are genuinely witnessing something special. And that's what that shit is, bro. Like, and you gotta be happy for him. You gotta, because he's so respectful, he's so humble, he just genuinely takes it one punch at a time. And like, I fuck with bro to the fullest. And then they're comparing bro to Lomachenko right now. Like, they're saying the way you can take angles and the way he can make you really run into the punch and really get out the way. He's only 22 and he's only gonna get better. I'm not just gonna throw him in the fire with the motherfucking former pound for pound king. But it's like, yo, like, dude is really something special. And just being able to sit down and watch his career, not straying away from the big fights, like, it's only gonna get better and better. This is a beautiful thing to watch. I fuck with Brett to the fullest. I can only root for him.
Bam, bam, bam,
and that, like Marcus said in the chat, that moment after he gets the stoppage and he just like falls to the floor and like that, there's some real movie like that. You can see like he's just a kid doing what he set out to do, and he's doing it. And like,
man, that shit gave me goosebumps when I watched that shit that night, bro. When I seen him hit the ground and was rolling over, right? Fucking Robert Garcia coming in, hugging him and shit. Like, man, that's special, bro.
And, go Kev.
Micah Parsons, the fucking linebacker for the Cowboys, rookie phenom, said the wisest piece of game he got when he first got to the league was the best ability is availability, and Bam is living proof of that shit.
But I don't think I could be wrong on this, but I know for at least his last couple of losses, and he don't have many losses, but Rungvisai, I don't think he's ever been KO'd. I think all his losses are decision losses.
Yeah, wow. I don't think he's ever been KO'd. He's the KO guy.
Yeah, he does the KOing.
Yeah, bro. And to think Bam, that's not even his weight, and he was deciding, like, should I go back down? Should I stay and defend my title? For him to stay up there and knock out the knockout guy, like, fuck, bro. You the truth.
And
It's beautiful.
And what do you think he does? Do you think he stays at 115 and maybe fights Chocolatito?
Nah, bro. I think after this, I mean, he has a couple.
Because I think he should go to 112 and just clean it up, and then just go back to your normal weight class and just show, like, if you're doing this at 115 early, like you're already rushing yourself, just go clean up and go get those belts, add to your legacy real quick, like a pit stop.
The only thing about that, if by the time he does that, Chocolatito might be out of the game by then. He's getting on that older side, or definitely it won't be as respected maybe. But I do feel like Chocolatito is gonna get that trilogy with Strada. So I feel like maybe Bam fights the winner of that, and maybe he could go back down and wait, or go down in the meantime until that fight happens, the trilogy, and then fight the winner of that one. But I feel like when he beats those guys, or even one of those guys, Estrada or Chocolatito, man, that's the passing of the torch officially after, like, the 4 horsemen in that division. Like, that Bam is really gonna be the king of those weights, man. This shit's crazy, the things he's doing. He really is like Lomachenko, the way he can move, and bruh, and he's doing it at 22. This is not even his prime. This is probably like his warm-up. He doesn't even probably got his, like, man strength. I know he's little and all, but still he's gonna get stronger too.
I look at the Chocolatito situation, and I think, do that shit, man. You're already there. You can make history, get the winner of the Chocolatito Estrada fight. But, like, I feel like it's tough to stay at, because he's not even a 112. Isn't he technically a 108?
Yeah, it's like 108.
Yeah, that's tough. I couldn't even do that my second year in high school. So, like, that's a really tough weight to stay at. And then
he's so little though, bro. That shit looks funny.
But then after being able to, like, show that you got power, and you still have power, you can keep up with 115s. I look at him like, yo, bro, try to make history. Like, if you lose the belt, go back down. Nobody's gonna say nothing. But, like, try to make, it's like, you can try to keep the O for sure. But he's looking like he's not straying away from the big fights. He's only gonna come with the pressure. And he's proud of himself more than anybody else is. So, like, and then his camp with Robert Garcia and them boys, like Mikey Garcia and all them boys, like, they bring dogs out of that entire camp. So, like, I feel like him just staying at 115, cleaning up the division, and then deciding, like, should I go down to 112 and see what's going on, or maybe do like a Canelo and fight both or something, and really, like, show that, like, you're probably one of the best, definitely the best young talent, best young well, not a prospect if you're a champion, but the best young talent we've ever seen. We've seen, and then, like, try to start really making a name for yourself and to cement your legacy at these lighter weights. Definitely, I'd love to see him do some shit like that. But I just don't think he should go back down next, because, like, you got the momentum, the business is coming, bitches, like, enjoy that shit.
Yeah, he has the WBO champ is Loca, then you Chocolatito, and then Estrada. I think those are, like, the 3 big names at 115 right now.
Yeah, Estrada and Chocolatito, I think, are supposed, I could be wrong, but they're supposed to be doing their trilogy next, because that trilogy got canceled.
Estrada's next fight is this is a real fun fact. It's Joshua Franco, the regular champ at WBO regular champ. Joshua Franco and Bam Rodriguez are brothers.
Yeah.
That's a little fun fact. He's a fucking world. I mean, he's about to go fight Estrada, but he's a champion in 115 himself.
Nah, bro. If his brother, I've heard about it, dude. I did not know they were brothers. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I didn't know they were in the same weight class. Nah, but that's crazy as fuck. Like, so he's definitely gonna go back down. But
the fight that I want to see is my boy. We covered him on the Triple G Murata fight, and he was the co-main event, and it was Juko Nakatana, and he was the WBO flyweight champ. He's 112, but he's big. He's gonna be moving up to 115 soon, and he's the one I want to see with Bam, just because he's he's a legitimate fucking talent in himself, and that was supposed to be the fight in 112, and now that he's out, now that he's not even in those weight Bam's not even in those weight class, people still want to see the fight. So we'll just have to wait to see what happens with that.
Man, all I know is Bam is gonna be a future pound for pound fucking star, bro. Maybe not star because he's in his weight. I feel like he won't get as much respect as he should, but he's gonna be in those top 5 pound for pound one day.
Oh yeah, and especially if he ever has to run into like a NUA or something, and he's on the top 10, and he beats, like those type of fights happen, and that would be his way to get into the top 5, or Estrada, and then we're in the top 10 for a little while. So
Chocolatito they had some people would have him like top 3 at some point, like a few years back.
Shit. But now we gotta talk a little bit about this UFC card going on though. We dug in, we broke down the boxing. We had 3 great KOs. Bam Bam. We haven't wrote his name down or don't know the name yet. Fucking no, that boy is gonna be the truth.
Go watch.
In the UFC world, boys, we had I'm not gonna lie, this was deep with prospects. Like the 3 prospects we're gonna talk about in this fight. Well, 4 technically, because main event was both prospects. But the 4 prospects we're gonna talk in this card, they put on a fucking performance.
Nah, this card low-key got me in fucking trouble because I tuned into the fight so fucking late because of this card. I'm not gonna say how late because you saw how good my take was. But motherfucking that shit was late.
Well, if you came in late, hopefully you did, because we all were twisted on fight night, so we all had a little bit of recovering to do and finding out.
I was upset because I was wide the fuck awake. Like, it's just crazy. My sleepy ass. The whole time watching this UFC card, like, who the fuck is this nigga with the wolf hat? Hold on.
Oh, rakhmonov.
You think he killed the wolf himself?
Probably did, but they do this thing now that's like humanizing the fighters, and a reporter asked him like 10-20 questions, like basic shit, and he was like, what's your favorite animal? And he's like, oh, it's the horse, because I guess Kazakhstan, like, the horses are all over the place. You see Shevchenko riding horses all the time. So yeah. Rakhmonov said horses, and it was like, what's your favorite meal? And he said it was horse meat. It was just like, I can't, any person whose favorite animal they kill and eat, and that's their favorite food, that's a different savage.
Yeah, I do fuck with chickens.
The other dog, before we talked that one, we had Nurmagomedov, Umar, the cousin of Habib, and shit, bro. Unanimous decision doesn't do it justice. One judge had a 25-30, another judge had a 26-30, and another one had a 27-30. But like 25-30, you never see. That means all 3 of the rounds, or yeah, I think all 3 of the rounds, or 2 of the rounds was a 10-8. 2 of those rounds were.
My fault, boys.
Oh no, you Gucci, man.
I was going crazy.
Oh no, you're good. Shit, I deal with the same thing. But did y'all get to see that boy that's fucking manhandled that boy Nate Maness?
Oh, that's fucking crucial. Oh my gosh. Let me see the numbers of takedowns he got on this motherfucker. Because it was bad because like he was so nice in his wrestling that there was nothing you could do about it. There was a point in time where Maness attempted to do a shot and he got 2 underhooks and threw his ass. And I was like, these motherfuckers are a different breed. Like, that's some real Greco-Roman shit right there. Like, what?
He threw that one fucking like karate head kick like straight down the pipes. Like it came in like a fucking jab. I was like, shit, and it landed right on the chin. It was just like, sheesh.
That's crazy.
Here's the stat I saw right here. So significant strikes, Nurmagomedov 74 out of 100. 74%, pretty good. Significant strikes, Maness landed 2 out of 20. That's just how.
Boy, landed 2.
And I bet you one of them was like during a shot or something. Like he just caught him slipping like while he was doing something.
Right, like he was
one body shot, one head shot.
Oh, and it was a body shot too. That's crazy.
But he only really went one significant strike to the face. 10 and a half minutes of controlled time from Nurmagomedov.
And you know what's crazy? It's crazy that people don't like to see shit like that. I'm not gonna lie. I like to see him get his ass whooped. And anyway, if there's a motherfucker getting his ass whooped, I would love to watch and enjoy this. Like, I'm pulling up. Ass whooping. I'm there. And like, don't get me wrong. I think bro probably is a good fighter. He just ran into a future champion, and like that happens. But like, whew, how do you feel about bro future, dog? Bro's a fucking issue.
Shit, what we were saying about Bam being a future pound for pound, that's what Nurmagomedov like that. When I said he was Khabib's wrestling with fucking kickboxing legs, I wasn't making it up.
At camp, man. When you got them dogs around you, you're gonna be a different type of beast.
And you know Khabib don't fucking play. You ever see those fight videos? You know, like practice videos? They'll be sitting there like, he'll be like, don't fucking bitch you. If you fucking bitch, then leave. And I've been seeing these, and I'm just thinking about like, yo, this video's been going on for like a minute and a half, and like he is not letting them put their feet down. Like, what's wrong with you? Like their cores are burning.
That's how you get those gas tanks at like Khabib and them. They're like, he says like, my favorite thing is to take grown men into the deep waters and watch them drown. That's what he said about him and his fighting. He's like, that's my favorite, because he would go into the 4th and 5th round and people would be so gassed, and he's just talking to him at that point, like full speed. Like,
he telling him, you need to quit, buddy. You need to quit.
That's different.
Then we had another super I hit on him, Rakhmonov, boy. Neil Magny, he ain't no slouch, but Rakhmonov really, I wouldn't say he completely outclassed him, but you could tell there was levels in that fight.
I wouldn't say he outclassed him. I think the term I would use is he got him out of there.
Yeah.
He got him out of there, because that was some real, like, it wasn't like, yo, bro was trash or nothing. It was some real deal, like, yeah, bro, I really do this. You got to go. Like,
I feel like, man, he out. From what the clips I was watching, man, dude was just out thinking him, bro. I feel like he was like 3 steps ahead of every single move. And I was like, fuck, dude really might be the truth.
Bro's a fucking problem.
Just like, I felt like he was just like 2 steps ahead of every move. He was just ahead.
And he hit his ass with a guillotine. Imagine you just get your weapon.
And the way he got into the guillotine, bro, that shit, like, you could just tell that he has a very high IQ in his sport, bro. It's just, that shit's cool to see. And like, you can tell, he displayed it. So that's pretty fun to watch.
He's so scary because he was beating him on the feet and he could beat you on the ground. That's why, like, he
had him, the clip I seen, bro, he had him, dude would come in with a jab, he would let him throw it, pop him straight in the middle of the face with a jab. I was like, damn, that's like some smart boxing.
And he's so like calculate, like, you don't go 16-0 with 16 finishes, and like you already have 4 fights in the UFC, all finishes and different styles, choking people out, getting crazy head kicks, and taking souls out of people. I'm just like, I'm happy he got to fight a top 10 person, because he's no one else. They were saying, he was saying prior to this, no one outside of the top 10 would even like want to fight him, and he was unranked. So like, he was just like, how am I going to get ranked if no one wants to fight me? So Neil Magny, shout out to him, he stepped in. Gilbert Burns stepped up for Neil Magny, and he was like, see, these are people who weren't afraid to take the fight. They like, other people aren't taking this fight because they know who Rock
should have been afraid.
Facts. Nah, it's real shit though. Like, it's real shit.
And Neil Magny's a solid 10, solid top 10 guy. We just saw someone who is gonna be a top 5 guy. Like, and it was a different level.
Yeah, that you could, bro, just his thinking, man. That shit blew my mind. Where you just look ahead.
I just look at, there's some people that are just genuinely gifted at this shit. Everybody in the Nurmagomedov camp, and motherfucking like, bruh is just genuinely gifted. So it's just like, who's he gonna fight next after this? Because he called out some dude named Wonder Boy. Who that is?
He called out Stephen Thompson, Wonder Boy. He's old, but he is higher ranked than him. He's like 7, I think. Then he called out he called out Nick Diaz, who's like 40. I don't think he meant to call out him. I think he meant to call out Nate. And I think that's just because he's a big name. He'll get all eyes on him if he beats him in that fight, which he would easily. And then the other guy was another like old fighter. And everyone's like, why did you call out all these old people? But in reality, was it? No, it wasn't Masvidal. But people are standing up for him. Like the people he called out have bigger platforms than him. So like if he beats them on a big stage, of course he benefits. He knows he's gonna win those fights.
Yeah, those are all fights he knows he can win, and it'll give him clout.
And like that's the one thing he's missing. In my opinion, that's the only. If this was someone else who could talk on the mic and it was 16-0 with 16 finishes coming into the US and like dismantling people in the way he has, I think there would have been a bigger talks about the guy. But he's just real quiet.
He doesn't speak English.
Yeah, I know. That's when I say you want to become a star in like these big promotions, you gotta learn English. Like a lot of people learn that when they get into the business.
Look at Canelo. Canelo started talking, and everyone made memes of him.
It's true. He was. Hi guys.
I like to shit like motherfucking I don't know. I like the translators, but I'm a weirdo. But like I like the translators. I feel like it's like I feel like they should make connections with their translators. Like your translator shouldn't be somebody that you got from the UFC. I feel like once you start getting to a point where you get a little,
be your mama.
You should get a translator that can really like know what you're trying to say. You feel me? Not
like
just
the Key and Peele, like your angry translator. Like it's someone to get on the mic and be like, he's saying in his very respectfully, like it was a very nice opponent. I want to fight whoever comes next. And the guy on the mic is like, he called everyone bitches.
Yeah, man. Start calling people out.
Why don't and pretty much I'm pretty much just selling myself because I'll take the job. You feel me? I'll let the boys know. I'll go try to start everybody except Connor. Like Connor got it. But motherfucker, I'll try to start anybody you need, man. Masvidal, got you. Covington, easy.
You saw Conor McGregor kill Masvidal. I sent it in the group chat. He said, I can't remember what he said, but he said
Masvidal would he's like, if Conor wanted to fight me, he would just say something or about me or like my camp or my wife or my mom or something like that. He tried to insult me. And then McGregor said, he called him a loser. He said, you losing. Me and your mom are cool. And I was like, this motherfucker.
It's real. It's like you don't get verbal arguments with the GOAT on the mic.
Nah, he genuinely, I'll never forget this. I was watching The Ultimate Fighter the year he was a coach, season 22, I believe. And somebody said, I never knew there was a comeback to this. He said, Uriah Faber was like, you think? And I never knew that there was a comeback to that. He goes, yeah, I do think. And just looked at the nigga. And I was just like, wow. I wrote that down. Well, I did not know there was a comeback for that.
Nah, Conor is a fucking 12, bro. I love that, man. That's my guy, Brody.
So
dude.
That is my dog.
I don't know if you remember this, Kev, but it was like a few episodes back where we're talking UFC, and you were like, why do you think it's getting better, all that stuff? And I think, honestly, I thought I was laying down last night, and I thought about it. I was like, it's because all these new people that have been coming in these past few years and become champs and all that, they're like, back in the day, like 10 years ago, everybody was a specialist. Like you had your BJJ specialist, the kickboxers, like, and then once they get there, they kind of learn how to defend takedown. Like they learn the other things as they get there. Nowadays, people are coming in like fucking Swiss Army knives, and their bag is deep. But like they can do the ground. You want to go to the ground? Let's go to the ground. You want to stand? Let's stand. And that's why it's making all these fights entertaining, because now you're not just getting like the kickboxer versus wrestling.
The sport is elevating.
Yeah, now you got two people at high levels on both sides of the field that can do everything.
Yeah, and there's gyms that train everything now. Back then, they didn't have that.
Yeah, they didn't have no fucking what you had to. I remember the most UFC motherfucker I knew was Christian. And Christian, what he would do is he would practice wrestling at school. He would go box after wrestling practice, and then he I want to say he already did taekwondo for like 5 years before that. So like that was his way of doing that. And then like he would, if he was to start doing MMA, he was gonna. Well, I think he might have a few fights in MMA. I can't remember, but he would mix them all in the ring though. Like that's when he would mix that shit up.
You don't really ever train it because there's no. But yeah, that's why I think we're getting like these real high level fights, like Gilbert Burns versus Chimaev. Like it really was like they did everything on the high level. It's the ground game, the stand up. Like I think everyone who's top 10 now, you have to be able to have both sides of the bag. And that brings me into the main event because these are two fighters who not only did they have elite ground game, which they showcased, but they could stand up and bang with people too. But Arman Tsarukyan versus I don't know how to say his first name, but Gamrot. We had Gamrot winning by decision, unanimous decision, 48-47 across the board. And what a lot of people think that a lot of people walking out there thought Tsarukyan won. Let me hear y'all's thoughts.
First off, Charles Sonny. I always have to come back to this. Is my favorite quote from him. He said, "We can do two things. We can talk about how great the fight was, or we can bitch about the decision, but we can't do both. So, what we doing?"
We could do both. I'm just saying, who do you thought won? But it was we could talk the ground game because this was a lot of people complain about ground stuff, but these were two elite wrestlers, grapplers, whatever you want to call them.
See, but here's my favorite part. I always add that, but we finna do both today. Motherfucking, that was the best wrestling I've seen since like the 2012 Olympics. Like I'm genuinely was in awe for a sec because I was like, I didn't know they do this here. Like the scrambles, because the rule number one to scrambling is you don't ever stop moving. The person that stops moving first loses first every time, no matter what. So the way that they were just rolling and rolling and the flexibility, there was at one point, I swear Bruh's knee was like, my elbow was here. This is Bruh's knee, like just, and Bruh's just standing up. Like there are just things that you're not supposed to be able to do. And their fight styles, the way they were able to match each other so well. I think no matter what, I feel like they should both go up in the rankings. And I can't get mad about the decision because I thought it was a tie every fucking round, damn near. I feel like there were some more strikes in the first two. And so I went for Tsarukyan because I thought he was going to win the wrestling fight because I liked his wrestling style. But it was just like, I feel like the wrestling style was like, there was more, he was winning the strikes. And then homie Gamrot got the dub through the wrestling in the last 3 rounds. But like, that was masterful. That was genuinely a class that you just don't get to see all the time. Like, I really pray they put that as a free fight soon. And like, it upsets me because every fucking week, Paul, they wasn't even in the stadium. They was at the Apex.
Apex, chilling. No fans needed.
No fans needed. I'm still going to give you a Fight of the Year candidate.
Like,
what?
Super high level. And like, I agree with Kev. I think Tsarukyan had the better stand-up. He was winning in those exchanges. He got that spinning back fist fucking knockdown that didn't get called knockdown, I don't believe. It didn't get marked. That was another reason a lot of, because the commentators didn't even, like, in the moment, they didn't really react to it either. So they don't even know if that really got like judged or like did they think he slipped? Like, so that was another reason why a lot of people thought who were on Tsarukyan's side thought maybe he not get cheated, but just like it was a great fight.
What round did he get in?
I want to say that was like it wasn't the final rounds. I want to say it was like the second or third round he got that spinning.
I would say if it was the third round, then he might have got steamed. But if he did it on the first, I can't remember. I do remember that shit, but I can't remember what round he did it in.
And but Gamrot, like a vet that knows how to play it off, like he just hit the floor and is immediately. I don't. He probably was still woozy when he hit the floor and just immediately like jumped at him, like grabbed his legs type shit, and like went for like a takedown. Like he didn't just lay there. He didn't just like show everybody he got knocked down. Like, you know, when people like in basketball, someone might sell a flop in a very crucial moment. You can't. Hey, don't hate the player, hate the game, boy. Like that's how it was.
My question is, right, I don't think, because the fact that like we had a conversation over which division was the deepest, right? Paul, you said welterweight, correct? That's Kamaru Usman, Covington, and all them boys.
Mm-hmm.
I said 135, but it might be lightweight. Like when it comes to like if you were to put 1 to 15, beef, boom, 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 boom. Like, I really think it might be lightweight because these dudes aren't even in the top 10 for real. And, like, they're just, nobody's going to want to fight them because they're not going to gain anything. And motherfucking, they're both issues all over the place. Like, and they don't stop. That stinks are on a different level. So like, I think the only thing you can do is just run this fight back. Let me see it one more time. Or do we wait and see it more when it matters a little bit more? Maybe when it's for another contender fight. Or like, what do we do? But I'm not gonna lie, I'm not satisfied. I need it again. I need it.
I would want it again, but I doubt they run it again just because I feel like Gamrot gets his dub and he wants to. He's a little older. Like he is a little older. I think he wants to go on and get like challenge for the belt because he was double champ over there. He's probably thinking this was just like a tune-up fight type shit for my championship here in the UFC. And
yeah, they probably won't run it back.
But Tsarukyan, like he ran into Islam first, and now he ran into this. So like he manhandles all the other competition that we've seen go up against him.
How old is
get better from it?
Tsarukyan's young. Like he's still young in his career, so like he's gonna be here for a minute. Whereas
Gamrot's
like a little older.
Man, my dog finna go on an Oliveira.
But when you talk about the deepness of weight classes, all three of the classes you named were fought on this card. So you had Tsarukyan and Gamrot for the lightweights. Rakhmonov is a welterweight. Now I think he moved up to the 10th in the welterweights after beating Neil Magny, and then Umar Nurmagomedov is a 135er. So he's going to have to be seeing Peter Yan and Sterling pretty soon. So, like, all three of those – and he was unranked coming into this fight. So, like, that's how deep those three classes are.
That's that UFC shit, man. They're deep everywhere.
Let's see. Ooh, damn. I fucking dropped my thing. No, but I will say excellent fight. I won't say no one got cheated or anything. I think it really was a flip of a coin. It's not one of those losses where I'm sitting there where I don't see how Gamrot won. Like, I could see why judges thought he won. What's up, Kev?
So, since I was doing research, you feel me? Motherfucking, they said there's a new scoring system. They said the scoring system is probably a reason why this the fight kind of went the way it did. What you know about that? Is there some new criteria that we got to look into?
It might be referring to, because I know when Shevchenko won on that card, and there was another fight that happened where the person took the back but didn't do any damage, and they and I know they've been saying that the judges have been judging like ground control not as much if you're not doing damage. If you have to be continually doing damage while having ground control, otherwise they're not going to count. Like you could control them for 4 minutes, but the other person stand up for a minute and did some work. You didn't do much work on the ground for 4 minutes, even though you had them, other person won. So
that is the Shevchenko fight.
So that's what they've been doing recently, but I didn't know it was like an official change in the rule book. I thought it was more of like the judges have changed the way they're judging kind of thing, like a word on the street.
We'll look into it and have it ready for them boys for the next episode. But like, I was looking at that and I was like, niggas out here doing new shit.
It would make sense. It would make sense on why I'm over here saying there, like, brother, he got him for 4 minutes on the ground. How he lose? That makes sense. I'm not caught up probably. Let's see. But anything else y'all got on this card or anything y'all want to speak on? Even boxing, if y'all had something y'all wanted to pop up before we dip out.
McGregor Mayweather on it. Jake Paul. They say your man's Tommy Fury doesn't trying to go get his visa. What's up?
I heard he's not allowed to have a visa.
No, his daddy isn't. No,
I just saw a report. I saw the dad one like 2 days ago, but then like today or yesterday or today, I think it was today, it was like Tommy Fury banned entry into United States due to connection with blah blah blah, whatever that cartel dude is.
They said his lawyers, from what I heard, they said his lawyers, because Tyson Fury can fight here in US in the good old USA, but they said his lawyers, there's no action from brothers, no communication. Because if that's the case, they could say something. They could say, there's no communication. It's a lot of talk. There's a lot of this, a lot of that, but nothing's getting done, man. And I'm not gonna lie, I seen Jake Paul. Brother look like he's in shape. I don't know. This is probably gonna be his biggest test. And Eddie Hearn was on the MMA Hour. He said pretty much Jake Paul's brand is on winning. If this man, he has to continue winning. Like, if he were to able to beat dude after making him do all this running around and shit, that would look nice for him. Because it would look nice for him. And he can't go to the UK and fight because they don't have 15 mil for him.
Yeah, that's true. He won't be able to sell out.
I saw that 15 mil. I knew Jake Paul would. Like, that was something where you say, like, whenever Usman said, if I fight Canelo type shit, like, you know, he's just saying it to say it.
I think it's true because bro getting 2 mil and nobody.
But the thing is, he won't be able to. I mean, I guess he probably could, but it won't be the same sellout as if he was.
I want to say I was shocked because I saw that his Thriller card against Woodley, he only sold like 60,000 sales. Like, I thought it sold a lot more. And I feel like my honest opinion is like the reason why Jake Paul's like running as like going as hard as he is because like he don't have a backup fighter. And if Tommy Fury can't fight for whatever reason, even if he backs out even if he's fucking sick or whatever, like Jake Paul's money's all into this. Like, he's backed his shit into like he like, and that happens in boxing all the time. That's why they say that's why promoters are the promoters, because they're okay with moving the shit another week down the line, a month down the line.
That boy is a smart fucking businessman. He might be one of the smartest fucking businessman boxers right now because he's making moves right now and he's trying to get this fight because he knows he needs this fight for the fans. He needs it for his record and all that type of shit for his skills. But I think
he has to stay relevant.
Yeah, that, and he needs to fight a real boxer, and like this is like an easy test. Not like an easy test. Technically, it is an easy test because Jit's not all that either. So, but he is a real boxer. He's been around the boxing game, so technically he'd be able to shut a lot of people up with that and look on to the next. But he's trying everything he can to get this man to fight, bro. He's like pretty much begging fucking Tommy Fury to come over here. He's like literally begging on social media. So hopefully that shit pops off because, man, I wanted to see Jake Paul do good and I think this fight you'll see his skill set get better each time he goes in the ring. So that's why I respect him. You'll see him get better, so you know he's working. You don't just get better, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's obviously working to be getting better. So I hope it happens.
I respect bro because after watching that Woodley fight, the first one, and I seen like he wasn't ready to take that punishment, and he wasn't ready. Like he wasn't ready for that, and he genuinely looked like he was at a point to look like he was about to die. So like the fact that he continued, and like you can say what you say about the other Woodley fight, it might have been fixed, might not have been. Don't matter. Niggas got paid at the end of the day, and maybe before the day, you don't know. But motherfucking. But to see him continually trying to continue going back in there after doing that, because he could just dip and said, all right, I did it. It was cool. Everybody fucked with it. I can slide. But now he's doing it because he probably genuinely enjoys boxing, the sport of boxing. Motherfucking, he got the paycheck, and it builds his brand by crazy amounts. And even if he has a 60,000 sale type motherfucking, I bet you there's so many sponsorships and so many people that are trying to be a part of it just because of the social media presence it has.
He got a Showtime deal now. That's crazy. He moved on from the Triller stuff. He on the Showtime. That's big stage.
No, that shit gangster. But like to see that, that's like okay, like bro, really do that. But Paul, how do you feel?
I think he honestly will beat Tommy Fury. I think I would say he's up there with Mayweather when it comes to picking his opponents. Like he knows he knows who to pick. That's name. I can beat them, and I'm not saying he's not. Like I used to say he'll never win a title for real. Like because he would have to fight at cruiserweight, and Usyk is murdering him before he ever takes those belts. And
no, that's not even in the question.
But he's a good boxer. Like he trains hard. Like he does. He has the best trainers around him. He has the money to actually afford to do 24/7 boxing. When he doesn't have to worry about like paying nothing. Like he just does it.
And he goes all the way out to Puerto Rico to do it.
And he goes 120. Like he also is a great athlete. People can hate all you want, but like he's a great athlete. He can do that. And then so I think he I always like I said, like I thought he could beat Woodley. I thought he could definitely beat Nate Robinson. Like everyone up to this point, I thought he could beat Tyson Fury. I was like, not Tommy Fury. I'm like, again, like this is like somebody who's still probably, I wouldn't say amateur, but like on this undercard of people on the very first fight on the undercard, like fighting against like plumbers across, like plumbers from a different country. Like he's not fighting he's nothing like that. I think they're honestly around the same level, but Jake Paul takes boxing for real, whereas Tommy Fury's does
he just wants the fame,
and he chilling with
Jake. The thing about Jake Paul, man, he ain't got the fame.
So I think Jake wins it.
Forget the pictures.
But not only does he win, I just think he's kind of backed himself into the corner with this fight, and I don't know what's gonna happen if Tommy can't fight. Like this Jake Paul's money in that, and he's like this, like he's gonna take an L.
I'll take the fight.
Boys, I gotta get out of here. I gotta walk this guy before he spazzes.
Right.
I didn't mean to cut y'all off, but this boy is about to go crazy.
Hell yeah, it's about that time, man.
Hey, man, we're gonna hop back on the Jake Paul talk because you already know that's my guy. So I'm gonna back him up all the time, bro. That boy's gonna be he ain't gonna be nothing crazy, but he's nice at boxing, bro. And he fought with the sport. He takes it more serious than a lot of pros right now, and I put money on that. For real.
And he's businessman, man. I like to see the business. I love the business. But if he does lose, I'd be like, damn. But hey, man, Marcus gotta walk these dogs. I gotta get something to eat. Paul gotta go condition his hair. So we gonna catch
y'all boys.
Man. It's been a Totally Blitz podcast. And if you didn't know, I don't mind telling you and the motherfucker next to you that you's a bitch.
Problem with being problematic. Get the light beam on me ready for electrostatic. Don't you step into this box if you're not batting. Then my gang got tools. You could call them boy crap, man. This gang got rules, man. You better watch your passes. This ain't